Apostle Femi Lazarus has been dragged online for his comments, which seems to be that he's very insensitive to what is going on in the north. Little do we know that he himself actually grew up partly in the north and he's a product of that particular system. A recent video has been posted by him and it has been shared widely online. I have to share it because people were tagging me on Twitter and tagging me. I said, George, come and see, come and see. I said, no, that is me. You know, I have to follow up because indeed, I love the young man. I do. If you think I have hatred for anybody, you are wasting your time.
I shared the story with you. We were seated outside our house, 2007, Galadima riot. A vehicle came parked, of course, in a predominantly Christian environment, and brought out gun and shot. Yeah, came back. One of our brothers and friends, a small bullet hole from the back. The intestine was out. He was lying in the pool of his own blood. I was with the former PFN chairman of Kano last year. We're looking at the number of churches that are closing. I can tell you things. I shared the story of Linda with you. They brought out the mother. Linda was my classmate. Linda Bala, that's the Sunday. Brought out the mother. Brought out the girl from their house. Brought them out. Told the mother, pick between you and the daughter who dies. The mother was there to act her to death. And that girl lost her mind. That's not just anything. All these places we're talking about, I was born there. I've seen death. I have family members who are not alive for their faith. The way we were taught in church, we were taught to be ready to die. We'll be having service with tank outside. And I'm still going back there next week. I was there 2 weeks ago. And our church still starting Kaduna this Sunday. I can tell you bloody stories. From Gidan Maga to Malu Fashi to Funtua. I can start calling names off my head. Uncles, cousins, that they drag out their intestine. As a child, I'll see people running with their intestine in their hand. Because something had happened, they've stabbed them. I've done missions in the core of the north. Forget suit. I can mention names. Many of you don't know. I schooled in Ekwa. Ekwa, in Kano. It's a mission school. We'll sit down in class and watch missionaries return from mission field with coffins. What will you do about it now? Because many of these things have been going on for over 35 years. So to now say a man like me is justifying what's going on, we don't fear God.
Now, before then, of course, a pastor, I don't know, one soaking channel, I don't know why you people did that thing. The video you posted of an Aromo Osai's son, who came and spoke about the issue that is happening, and pastor speaking A and speaking B, who don't know what they're saying. In your title of the video, you say that he was talking about Wale Adefarasin, who said there was no genocide. If you listen to him, who is the small boy there? Who is the young pastor there? Wale Adefarasin? You people should be calming down. If you people know that the person he was talking about, presumably like I'm thinking, will be Apostle Femi Lazarus. I am thinking, even me too, self. Now only him and in God knows who in carry for mine. Let me play the video for you. I'll come back in a minute.
Oh, are we here, church? There is a connection when the wicked is in authority. Now, hear me well. I'm not saying that the wicked guy here is necessarily an unbeliever. We have found wicked pastors in this land. Do you know that one man of God, young man of God, spoke about the genocide in this nation and his page was yanked out? Another young man of God was now saying that there's no genocide, that what US wants to do is to take our resources. A young man of God. Well, enough today. That young preacher who is saying that US is coming to take our resources has not been to the north to minister. He doesn't know the north. These guys, when they are invited to the north, they stop at Abuja. If the Lord has called you guys, come to Yobe and speak the name of, let's see. Come to Kano. They will talk about living and dying for Jesus, but they are playing only lands in Abuja. They are not even in Kuje. It's in Abuja town.
Yes, airport road.
Airport road, near the airport. Anything happened, they move to airport back. A man had been crying. He cried and said, Trump, look at this matter. And a young preacher who has more days to live is saying that US will only come and sabotage this nation. It means that his wickedness has just been revealed. He doesn't know, he doesn't have the brotherhood in heart of the brethren, his brethren that live in the north. He has detached himself from the cry of that man and those in the north, in Benue, in Nasarawa, in Taraba, in Kaduna here, in Plateau. The cry of these brethren in the north doesn't cause sleepless night for these guys. They are wicked. If we are called the body of Christ, like they claim, because when we talk like this, they say that we are judgmental. Now it's time for the body. Who goes to bed when you have weak low on one toe? The whole body will be awake. The eyes want to sleep, but the eyes will be awake because they toe. If we are truly the body of Christ, the church in Lagos, Port Harcourt, these mega churches, these rich churches will not sleep because the body, part of the body in the north is crying. I told you guys here that these young pastors who have touched money early, they will be more wicked than these current fathers. I assure you, because money gives you options. Money can make you a wicked man. You can, when a pastor calls soldiers or hire guys to go and kill or beat one of that pastor, that guy is more wicked. He's more wicked than an unbeliever. Because where did the Holy Ghost leave you that you were able to call some guys to go and deal with another pastor? So that matter of wickedness is not just the unbeliever in the city. Even some pastors on stage and that category, they are wicked. Let me say to you guys, don't make wealth your pursuit. Your heart will ache. Don't pursue wealth. All this idea of wealth transfer that we are seeing, and young guys are doing crypto stuff, transferring wealth. You see, God will not transfer wealth to an unreasonable believer because he will squander it. In fact, the wealth will kill him. I'm sorry, I'm angry. Back to Bible study. How long shall the land mourn? So when bad pastors are on ground, the land mourns.
Did you listen to him there? So when he was saying that one person is speak and they take away his channel, and the other person is speak and he's saying that it's about resources. No. Wickedness. Everybody go talk as in Sabi. Now, we don't know if Apostle Femi Lazarus video was taken out of context. Don't say, me, I don't work for us here. You know, say, normally now, you know, say, how I go do. I go just go for, main source. Go sit down, look at. But now, the way they hold, him coming out to speak the way he spoke, and he sees the way he also dive into crypto people. If I don't touch Prophet Ogeba and his community small, but I know it was being diplomatic there because Remnant's community.
So, the Lord spoke to me and he told me about a wealth transfer that was coming. In fact, he told me this in 2020 and he said, believers should take position.
I get the point of him speaking that way, but on the other hand, of course, the response by, would I say it's a response or just a reaction? Because Apostle Aaron reacted in his own by posting the full context, but now a new video has come out from Apostle Femi Lazarus' corner where he talks about his experience being someone that came from there and knows what is happening in that particular place in a very sensitive manner. Indeed, of course, looking at this here, I would say that you understand the plight of the people there, even though like our Pastor Wale Adefarasin, he's looking at the resources, they don't mean well or something. It's one thing for you to really understand the US and their agenda. Like I told you in my previous video, when it comes to Africa as a continent, exploiting the country is something very paramount. Yes, of course, exploiting the continent, because we haven't yet realized the potential we have, even been able to even utilize the resources that we are talking about. Then we be saying Sabi the use of the one come T-farm. The main thing is that we have a problem. And the problem is that people are dying. You have to live to fight another day. Don't you see what has happened? That ordinary tweet where Trump tweet, you are now seeing video of they say Boko Haram is fighting ISWAP. You'll be hearing nobody know. You don't see say person die. They will say Boko Haram has killed 200 ISWAP, and as if they are fighting amongst themselves in the full. And you cannot see this to be just acting drama. And you see that soldiers are beginning to look as if they are active. As if they, something, you get what I mean. Now, next thing, of course, you see a bandits come and give press interview, holding guns, and saying that the government are the ones that are, now that the government said they should stop, they have stopped. And tomorrow now, when it looks as if everything is dying down, they'll start up again and people are going to still be killed. Even at the time that attention is brought to what is happening in the north, there and in the Middle Belt, people are still being killed as well. Listen to what the Christian Association leader or president over there, look at in the north, look at what he had to say. Listen to him.
As the representative of CAN, I'm going to put the same question to you. When you hear the term or the allegation of Christian genocide from the United States, President Trump, Ted Cruz, etc., what were your thoughts? And indeed, do you agree with them?
Because you are running out of time, I will save you and just go to the basic. One, I've listened to the other speakers. I've listened to the arguments they bring. I am not speaking from research or whatever. I'm speaking as a victim. I'm speaking as the pastor who buried the almost 2,000 people in 2000 in Kaduna. Quote me, my name is Reverend Hayab. I'm speaking as the pastor who also did the mass burial of the over 300 people of the Miss World Beauty pageant on the 23rd of November 2002. I'm also the pastor who came out publicly to denounce the Danish cartoon in 2006, but it later leads to the death of Christians in Maiduguri and death of Christians in Bauchi. So I have been around and I think I know this story. Listening, we are coining it into the politics of America as if we are not in Nigeria. And someone is saying that athletic was used. Sincerely speaking, there has been killings of Christians in northern Nigeria before even the advent of Boko Haram. I was in Kano. I just left Kano with 1 week, and the killing of the visit of Reabonke happened. People were caught. It's a different thing that you are shot to death. It's something else that you are caught to pieces, caught by the neck, caught hacked to death. I saw these cops. I had to run back. My pastor asked me, why did you come back? I said, no, I just left for Kaduna 1 week, and then I heard what happened to my people in places in Kano. I just came back. So it is something that has...
Sorry, sir, if I may interrupt you. What year are we talking about?
I'm taking you back.
Okay.
To tell you that I was available when the Bonke crisis happened in Kano. I was also there, not only there, but buried the mass people that were buried in 2000. I also buried the mass people that were buried in 2002. Then fast forward to 2006, I said I was the pastor who first came out to condemn the Danish cartoon because I knew what was going to follow. But despite that effort, Christians were killed in Maiduguri, Christians were killed in Bauchi for an offense they had no problem about. They knew nothing about. If I just move backward, what happened in 2002, many Christians in northern Nigeria, including Kaduna, don't even know the lady who wrote the article. But they ended up having their churches burned. They ended up having their pastors killed. They ended up having, precisely the Sunday before that violence, I had a guest preacher in my church, Reverend Hayab preached in my church at Rahama English Baptist Church. You can Google it. I remember when you could Google that. And just a day after that, that man was burnt. His corpse was like that of a small baby. So when you put together all this, in Maiduguri in 2009, when Boko Haram started, they were never attacking Muslims. They actually went for the church because they said, we are infidel. One among the early pastors that was killed was Pastor Oji. Pastor Oji was killed. When he saw he was going to die, he simply said, go and tell my brothers I die well. Pastor Osonibon was also Sylvester Osonibon, because I traveled with the corps to Ekot Ipene, and then Pastor Yakubu Bitrus, whose brother was then the medical director of the General Hospital in Maiduguri. So I got involved in these things more than the here story. The Christian North have suffered killing. The Christian North have suffered so much in this thing that today culminates into genocide, as it has been called. So for anybody to say it does not exist and is bringing story of Boko Haram or recent happenings of bandits may not understand, because I followed the conversation. Nobody is saying that the Christian North was just killed in 2002 or they were just killed in 2019. There has been a history. There has been certain pattern. There has been certain development. But let me come back to the last 6 years. I am this same pastor who came out severally on this medium and other medium to cry when I was burying 30, 20, 40, and many other numbers. And why were those people killed? The story they always want to tell us is that, no, it is a farmer's herders. I'm above 56. I know the difference between a farmer's and herders conflict. And I know the difference between someone coming to exterminate or eliminate a certain group of people. Because farmers, as we knew, simply had little misunderstanding with herders, and the herders will come either to the police station or to the traditional ruler or community leader, and such issue will be discussed, and they will now ask for reconciliation and possibly ask for little payment of damages. But we have a situation where innocent women are sleeping in their sleep with their children, with their husband, and people will come to their community, chant religious slogans, set their houses ablaze, shoot them and cut off their necks, and do not stop there, also burn their religious places. And you still want me to say, no, it is just a communal clash, because that's the kind of, farmers had that clashes. And that's why today we are hiding under those things to argue about that. I looked at the issue of statistics, and I just wonder, if you sit there, just Google, you will see in the Wikipedia, the number of churches that document is giving you, that the churches in Nigeria are just 16,000 something. And you and I know that is not true. I am a pastor of the Baptist Church. The Nigerian Baptist Convention, just Nigerian Baptist Convention, we have over 11,200 registered churches. We never bring Redeem into it. You never bring Anglican into it. No Catholic into it. No Methodist into it. No Living Faith into it. So some documents and figures that we have been seeing are quite interesting, but just tell us that there is even to us a conspiracy of silence or a conspiracy of twisting a situation. I see what is happening, and as an opportunity for us to stop the killing of our fellow citizens just because of their identity.
Oga go speak wetin you know. So when a pastor starts speaking like a politician, or a pastor starts speaking like this, you now say, pastor. But I get it as well. Last, there are human beings, blood runs through their veins. I get the point. So yes, Apostle Femi Lazarus, he understands the plight of the people there. And the way the young man spoke and say, they land in Abuja, come to it. I get it. Probably on that one, you don't collect job or something. It's okay. It's okay. At least right now, of course, if he's watching this video, this Apostle Aromo Saison, because he's there in Kaduna, he will also understand that, of course, this person that he's talking about is not as if he hasn't been to the north before. He's coming from there. Probably he goes there often or something, even though his church right now is in Abuja. Everybody's going to Abuja, Lagos, everyone, maybe where it is happening. It's okay. I'm talking about these young ministers that have touched money early. Oga, you are old man. Oh. I salute you. But I get the heart for where this is coming on, because when I look at the context of the video, him talking about wickedness and the heart of man is something else entirely. You cannot entirely trust it, except that heart is fully persuaded by the life and the life and the heartbeat of God, if I'm to say so. You don't know how this thing they vex me. Like, I'll come on social media and like, there is nothing for me to really believe. Like, nothing is not. I don't. That I've been staying here talking about this thing, all this, till I get to the point where I feel like, okay, as if this weight that I'm feeling is up. I will not get on to the whole vibes like we do here. This one drag this person, one drag this person. No, because this thing is something really, I don't know. But the best I can do is that I will not be living in a time like this, and I will not talk about this when I have a platform here or something. Or it will be, if I think about this 5 years from now, when it was happening and as it hot, I knew I was at least contributing and talking and adding my voice to the conversation. Do you understand? But indeed as well, if you had an issue with Apostle Femi Lazarus' video that was trending with what he said, he understands the plight of the people. He is very concerned himself. Probably, Miss Yan, it's normal. It can happen. Let us temper mercy with justice. No, temper justice with everybody. Calm down. You are watching a movie, all is well. All is well. All is well. So in as much as we are praying about the situation that is happening in Nigeria, to a great extent as well, there has to be some form of intervention. The problem itself has to be dealt with. There are many layers to this violence and the insecurity that is going on in Nigeria. It will take time. It's not as if it's going to happen like this. No, it will take time for it to be fully dealt with, because it's a systemic problem. Those who are funding it as well, those who are in charge, those who are making sure that this particular system does exist, or this particular insecurity does exist for their own personal reasons, of course, to make sure that it does exist. I've seen a lot of drama happening in these past few days and weeks of this whole thing gaining wide attention. I've seen a lot of things happening. Behind the scenes as well, some diplomatic things will be happening. Indeed, I would say, but it has to stop. The killings would have to stop. And if it has to stop, some people will have to go down.